If your child has already graduated from high school, you've learned through experience that the next phase is a whole new world. Helping parents and students navigate some of those issues beforehand was the focus of a forum held in the Hampden-Wilbraham Regional School District. The school brought in a range of speakers who spoke to practical issues such as medical care, substance abuse, time management, and stress. Carolee McGrath sat down with Gina Kahn, the director for Safe Schools for the Regional School District, and Judi LaBranche, a professor at UMass Amherst, to learn more.
It was a joint venture between our Hampden-Wilbraham Partners for Youth Coalition and the Minnechaug High School staff to really think about that transition from high school to those college years. Many of us know from firsthand experience that after graduation, things change very fast.
Oh my gosh, okay, so my son just graduated. What does that mean, that things change so fast? I can't continue to hover over him? That doesn't happen at college?
Well, you can try, but the systems start to really look at our students, at our children, as adults, and having a greater level of responsibility, and that's a really good thing. It's really important. Otherwise, they will never leave our basements. But it is I think can be a surprise, especially for parents that are accustomed to having that daily interaction, that involvement on what's happening, when's it due, how are you doing with that paper, can I make the doctor's appointment for you? All of these things that we do not really have the opportunity once they are out on their own to be as involved with.
Okay, so for me, this is like, what? This is a huge transition because I'm just like coming down from the high of graduation, but you're up at UMass, and so you see that next step. How could you counsel somebody like me as my son is leaving the nest?
Okay, so my first bit of advice is please don't call me because I can't give you any information. There are some regulations around what we can release in higher ed as far as information about a student. So that's your biggest thing, is that you won't really know unless your child tells you what's going on.
If you give my kid a D, I can't get on the phone with you and say, hey, what's up?
Nope, you should get on the phone to your kid and say to your kid, hey, what's up?
Okay.
So that's my biggest point of advice. And what I talk to the students about is that in college, it's a little bit different than high school, is where you might get notification throughout the term when things are due. I'm generally going to tell you on the first day of class, hey, this is due. And I truly believe what I teach is the most important, so I don't care what else you have going on. Joke. But what happens is, you might have 5 to 7 classes and we all follow the same schedule, so we may all give you exams and papers on the same day. And you can't come to us and say, but I have 3 other papers due today. We'll go, yep, okay. And so I talk to the students about that one of the things you really need to do is organize your time and think ahead. And so giving the students ideas about, you're attached to your phone, schedule everything, but don't schedule it there. Give yourself a technology break, put it in paper, get yourself a good planner, and think about starting some of these things this summer. Plan when you get up, when you're going to bed, when are you eating, when are you going to the gym, so that you can put all the things in your day and suddenly not go, well, it's 5 p.m. and I have 3 papers due tomorrow, which is what happens when they can't transition from us hovering over them to being on their own.
It's so hard growing up, isn't it? This sounds awful, but we all remember it, right? I mean, it's been a long time, but what about physically and emotionally safe? I know that was another topic. That can cover a lot of ground.
Things like dating violence or relationship violence. Things like making smart decisions relative to use of alcohol or substances, because we know that suddenly in an environment where things may appear more available, they are still not legal. And a parent's expectations, I think, still need to be articulated in terms of how they might cope with those particular decision points as they get into the school environment. And then, of course, that might impact the fact that it is the day before the paper is due and the paper is not done. Right. So other topics included mindfulness, that whole mind-body connection of being, the stress management that can sometimes lead us to maybe less constructive coping styles. So giving them a little sample of what maybe a more constructive coping skill might be in terms of mindfulness. We talked about financial management, because that can become a stressor that I think people don't even realize. as they start to suddenly have to make decisions about getting that pizza in the middle of the night, or finding out that their textbook costs, I don't know, $250.
Or that there's no money in the ATM when you go into that.
Exactly.
I've been there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Right. So the parents and students that attended had the opportunity to just get a little smattering of this and begin to have those conversations. That, to me, it was one of the hugest benefits, was just knowing what those conversations might be.
I think the other thing, too, is when you're talking about time management, you're talking about having 5 tests or papers due in one day. To me, that just sounds awful. But that's life, right? But sometimes I think kids need to also be guided in terms of it's okay to readjust, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially these kids who are just, type A, and, 4 point whatever when they graduate from high school and then they get to college and they realize they're not the smartest person in the room. How do you help them make that transition and say, okay, we might need to pivot here. You might have too many classes that are high end, or you might have too many activities that you're trying to squeeze in.
Every academic department will have an advisor. And so as a faculty member, if I have a student who seems to be struggling, I'm going to send them to an advisor, because they will help them be able to juggle. You can not do this class, we can do this class at another time. And there's resources within every school for students to be able to do that. But again, if students stay ahead of it, because in week 3 you're going to have these tests, it's okay to start that in week 1. And that's what we were hoping to be able to get across to the students, is that if it's due on this day, it doesn't mean you start on that day. Is you'll know at the very beginning of the semester when you can do things.
And what was the response from parents?
I loved watching the interaction among the parents and students that attended, because there were different things that I think resonated for different parents at different points in time. And for example, the pediatrician talking about making sure that you've had some dialogue around how you're going to, because you're not automatically entitled to that medical information. What's that discussion in advance that you're going to have as parent and child around how we're going to communicate if you do end up getting sick on campus? Things like the mental health component that was so important. And just knowing as a parent what suddenly becomes the potential interactions when you take a kind of a small community and suddenly it's now a large community. So can you recognize the signs either in yourself or in your roommate, for example, that says somebody might need a little help here, right? And where is that help going to be available? So those messages of understanding the situation and understanding what resources are available for assistance, I think that was perhaps, for me, watching those conversations, it was very well received. And we hope to do this again on an annual basis.
It's helpful to have this information, so at least, as you said, you can make a plan. So we really appreciate Gina and Judi for coming in and sharing great advice for us.
Thank you.